Roy Hibbert. One day he was anchoring the paint. The next, he vanished. From 2011 to 2014, Hibbert was a defensive monster, swatting shots and earning all-star nods. But as the league shifted to shooters and speed, Hibbert's style became obsolete. Late in 2014, his offense cratered, and so did his confidence. He went 4 playoff games without a single point. That wasn't a slump, that was a disappearance. Even teammate David West said it was mental. His rhythm, his timing, his shot, all gone. Then the front office brought in Andrew Bynum, and Hibbert no longer fit. After Indiana, he floated. The Lakers didn't use him right, and by the time he hit Charlotte and Denver, he was barely in the league. 6 games in his final season. Since retiring at 31, he's coached, done TV, even started a YouTube channel. But on the court, it's like the league erased him. Courtney Lee started strong with Orlando, carved out a solid 3-and-D niche between 2010 and 2016. He was reliable, nearly 44% from deep, playoff minutes. Then came the fade. In New York, his touches shrank. Dallas picked him up and a calf injury in 2020 crushed his comeback. Surgery, then silence. Waived, no teams called, no farewell tour. He disappeared. Quietly, into normal life in Kentucky. No podcast, no analyst job, just peace. Boban Marjanovic was 7'4", impossible to miss. But still he vanished. He joined the NBA at 27 after dominating overseas. But his size was both his strength and his ceiling. Most nights, 10 minutes max. In Houston, 5 minutes. 4 points, a burst of energy, never the long-term guy. The league sped up. He didn't. When the Rockets waived and re-signed him in 2023, the end felt near. By fall 2024, he signed in Turkey, then popped up in China by January 2025. Off-court, he's acting, playing internationally for Serbia, and maybe hoping for one last shot. But in the NBA, the calls stopped. Deron Williams was a top-tier point guard who vanished suddenly. It started with ankle issues in Utah, slower movement, then wrist pain, bone spurs. The exit got awkward, clashes with Jerry Sloan. Sloan retired, Williams got traded. In Brooklyn, he had flashes, 57 points, but mostly misery. He considered quitting. His stats dropped, 14 a night. Dallas, Cleveland gave him chances, but injuries mounted, calf, rib, toe. After the 2017 finals, he was gone. Now he's raising kids, building businesses, boxing in 2021 against Frank Gore. Quiet life, no spotlight. Reggie Bullock went from playoff starter to ghost. In Detroit, he was a key shooter. In Dallas, he logged 39 playoff minutes a game. Then came the fall. In Houston, 9 minutes, 2 points, no injuries, just fade. At 33, he's in free agency, waiting. But he's not idle. He's raising his son, bought an island. Real money, real peace. The NBA storm passed. Bullock chose to sail away. Marvin Williams. He was the number 2 pick in 2005. Not a star, but a pro. 15 seasons, 1,000 games, 10 points, 5 rebounds. In Charlotte, he shot 40% from deep, but by 2020, his role shrank. He ended with Milwaukee, 4 points a night. After their playoff loss, he retired quietly with over $100 million and tons of respect. Now he's mentoring players in Charlotte, maybe heading to UNC to coach. He left with dignity. Emmanuel Mudiay was a unique path, skipping college for China. Drafted 7th by Denver, looked like a star early, 13-5 as a rookie. But slowly the light dimmed, minutes dropped, traded to New York, where he had a brief surge. Then Utah, fewer touches, less impact. No teams called. He went to Puerto Rico, led the league in scoring. Not retired, just shifted. Kemba Walker was electric. 4-time All-Star, franchise leader in Charlotte, 26 points a game, but his knees betrayed him. Surgery stacked up. He had flashes in Boston, an All-Star in 2020, but the burst was gone. In New York and Dallas, he vanished. 44 points one night, then sidelined. In 2024, he retired. Joined the Hornets as a development coach, then the Big Three in 2025, still balling, just a different court. Gabriel never made headlines in the NBA, but his story is anything but ordinary. Born in war-torn Sudan and raised in a refugee camp, he eventually found a new life in New Hampshire. Basketball became his escape, his hope, his path forward. After 2 seasons at Kentucky, where he showed glimpses of potential, it still wasn't enough to get drafted. But in 2018, he clawed his way into the league on a 2-way deal with Sacramento. Over 6 seasons, he bounced from team to team. Portland, New Orleans, the Lakers. Always fighting for a spot, always just on the edge. He wasn't a star, but he was a survivor. Every minute he played was earned. Every jersey he wore was a symbol of how far he'd come, not just in basketball, but in life. Brooks. For a guy who once dropped nearly 20 a night and won Most Improved, Aaron Brooks's slide off the NBA radar was fast and strangely quiet. He went from starting point guard in Houston to DNPs across 7 teams in just a few seasons. The turning point came in 2010 with a nasty ankle sprain that cost him his quick first step, the very thing that made him dangerous. Without it, his game faded. What followed was a slow decline. Phoenix, Sacramento, Denver, Chicago, Indiana, Minnesota, even a brief return to Houston. With each stop, his minutes shrank, his impact dulled, and the league gradually moved on. In 2019, he tried to restart everything in Australia. A fresh beginning, a final shot. But just a few games in, he tore his Achilles. And that was it. No farewell, no drama, just silence. His NBA career simply stopped. Derek Williams, with sky-high expectations. After a quick burst in Minnesota, he fell fast. 5 more teams followed. By the time he landed with the Lakers, his average dipped below 9 points per game, and he faded from NBA radars. But Williams didn't stop. He crossed oceans, dominating in China, excelling in Europe, Germany, Turkey, Israel, Spain, Greece. Here's a smooth, engaging version that includes subscribe and hit the bell. I'm going to be posting a lot more, so don't forget to subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update.